guys, welcome back to another episode, and today we have me, Victory, and
Better.
Yes, and we're talking about this Nollywood movie. It's a 2022 movie, and the name of this movie is One Too Many. It's about a mother who is convinced of her son's innocence. After he's charged with murder, she has to fight for his freedom against a corrupt and unjust system. Wow. So this movie is directed by our one and only Kayode Kasim. No wonder.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Call me Kayode.
This movie stars Dakore Akande, Chimeze Imo, Omowumi Dada. It actually stars a lot of actors. But
Okay, that baby is Omowumi Dada. Yeah, I was trying to remember her name.
But these were actors that we all are
familiar with.
So this
You said you were done. I know this song coming again. I just
I've known Dakore like from the days of like she has always been one of my favorite actors, and that woman does not age. When she looked at aging like this, and I'm like.
Also, Better is a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer. Yes. But please, mind you, I am a corporate lawyer. I'm not this dispute and litigation lawyer. I don't do litigation. Okay. The knowledge that I have about Nigerian criminal system and practices, like as far back as law school, which is like 5-6 years ago. Yes. All my practice experience has been in corporate and commercial.
Okay.
Yes, so working with companies and all of that. But doesn't mean that I will not see rubbish and know that.
So this movie, based on the synopsis, we hear the corrupt and unjust system in Nigeria. So this movie was actually talking about police brutality.
Yes, and like the corrupt system.
Exactly.
And how system. I mean, they tried not to make the legal system look so bad, but then yeah. At least one thing in the movie, the judge was fair. Yes.
Yeah, the judge was really fair. That was one thing I really noticed. Yeah. So this woman, like only she had 3 police cases. Is it 3? Yes, 3.
3 negative experiences
from police.
First, it was like 3 generations.
Oh, exactly.
Yes.
It is so painful because honestly, her father, herself, and her son.
Can't be like generational, of course.
Exactly, with the police. Her father was shot by a police officer on his leg.
And he lost his leg.
Then she was raped by police officers. And her
so that man could possibly be her son's father.
He's her son's father, but she doesn't care actually because right now it's not about biological father. It's about
his freedom and his ability to just.
So they just override that story and just.
Are you pregnant?
Shut your mouth.
I might not be the star in this family, but I'm definitely the smartest.
The mother and the son, and the relationship they had.
Okay.
How they're able to portray the relationship. Do you think the movie do you think they really played out that mother and son scene?
Well.
Yes.
Well, I think they did.
Okay.
The only thing that I had issues with was like the obvious lack of communication. Yes, between the both of them. Like I understand you're trying to protect me from something, but I'd prefer to know what it is so that I can also recognize it and avoid it for myself. Do you understand? Because if you keep telling me don't go there, you only make me more curious about there. Do you understand?
Yeah,
so that is one thing. So I feel like that whole not telling him anything at all was really, really terrible because it makes the boy see her in a bad light.
Exactly.
Like you're hiding stuff. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be that it's your fault, whatever it is. I feel like you should have been able to tell him something, not everything, but at least something. Show him some people and still tell them that, oh yes, like somehow like just give me something to hold on to, something to work with. It was just like the way the whole thing was going. At some point if I were that boy, I would think that this woman stole me as a child. Because yes, now no family from your end entirely, no family from my father's end. Did you kidnap me? I like, do you understand? I will have questions. Which one is like you will tell me? You will tell me.
The street is a tough place, not for the weak.
I would say that they didn't play the mother and son parts very well.
Okay.
They made us see that the mother is son that loves her son. Well, after they gave us an introduction of the woman, after we saw that she was the Adesua.
Yes.
And then we just had like one scene where she was with the boy on the dining table, showing how intelligent the boy is.
Yes.
And then the next scene, they're not going to Lagos. So we didn't get to experience
at least a relationship between both
that
of
made
them.
us like, okay, she loves him. It now gave it a generic thing that all mothers love their child,
but they lack but no expression of that love.
So that was another thing that I saw. I was like, this woman they should have given us less of the backstory.
Yes.
That backstory that they gave of Adesua, my daddy, they showed the daddy up and down.
You could have just shortened that script for that part
and just focus on the love she has with her son.
At least show a snippet of them growing up together and like doing life together by themselves.
That would have made us
something to that strengthens the bond that they are saying they have.
We get one of our head as this case build.
Then I feel like they rushed it into that place that he was arrested.
Because it was too so see. I was shocked. I slept for 4 moments and another thing was happening. I said, Jesus. I had to rewind the movie. I felt like I missed like maybe 30 minutes of the movie. And it was just like a switch from one scene to another. I'm like, yo, bro, like what happened? Calm down. Like the moments from the car argument to when the boy was dead was just happened like a flash. Because remember I asked you, like, why didn't he get down from that car? Like, you mean that the moment he got down from the car, that was the same moment that police was there? That was the same moment, like everything was even just...
For him to even go for the NYC, like you said, one moment the mother was, you're not going. The next moment you are going. If that time you used to watch all those our Nollywood back days, you see the mother say, Nemo, you're not going anywhere. At least it is cringy.
Yeah, there's that one.
Yeah, you get to see that she's probably grieving, she's scared
because of something.
But she just said, okay, you're going. Now made it look as if there was no
conviction
why she doesn't want him to go.
Because the kingdom of God suffers violence, and violence taketh it by force.
The cloud storage and iCloud. Please, Tech Bro, one name. I have a question. Which other cloud did you think something that you recorded on an iPhone will go to? Because it made it seem like the content going to cloud storage was his own invention. Do you understand? When he was telling his mom that, and the good thing is that even after the thing records, if they delete it from your phone, it goes to a cloud storage. It made it seem like he made a special cloud storage for his app, not regular iCloud that everybody has and I could easily access.
It's film now. It's script right. That cinematography, I don't really remember much from that scene. I was just, what blew me, like the cinematography was there. It was okay. There was no bad this thing. The close-ups were there. The kiniko, it was just there. It was good. The color grading was giving vintage style.
Yeah.
So making it look as if the movie was not in 2000.
In a recent time, yeah.
Honestly, to the point that I had to check. When I now saw it brought out Android phone. And I said, why did I give us olden days? Even the way Omo Dada dressed. She dressed like an old school person.
Yes.
So that kind of did not, and it was 2020 something like that.
And it did not rhyme.
It did not rhyme. The coloring, the costume, even what he wore. They were wearing checkers. Now, wasn't not that? You see that is native.
I saw.
It's native, but it was not rhyming. So I think the costume person
they had other ideas.
Exactly what was going on.
Are you ready to spend the rest of your life in the grave?
I have another scene again that I have issues with because I like to be realistic.
Okay.
The phone was recording the content and it fell. Inside the car, if you are saying that somebody that is behind a van that could stretch their neck out and look cannot see what was happening in front of them, how can a phone that fell inside a car record what was happening outside the car?
Thought about it too. but I was mesmerized. I just wanted to believe in the story.
Because the reason why, how he got to find the gun was when he was trying to pick up his phone that fell.
Yes.
So meaning he never picked up the phone.
Or maybe that's true. And the only way he would have gotten that shot is if the phone was on the seat.
Even if he was on the seat, a car seat is lower. He was outside. He stepped clear out of that car. Right? Was the door of the car open? Was it not closed? It was closed. Good. So please, the phone now has X-ray vision. Because I'm trying to like piece it together. Like, okay.
Honestly speaking, I thought it was sound
that they were going to use. Yes.
I thought it was sound. Because when the guy was saying recording, when he was telling his mom it was recording, it didn't show a screen recording. It was just, this message is recording. So I thought it was sound.
Yes. And then aside from that, another thing again that I found like they could have used as evidence. That video started recording before that guy picked up the gun and started the conversation about the gun.
I thought that was...
Why didn't you people use that part?
I thought that was...
To at least establish that this gun did not belong to this boy. To establish that he did not have motive. Because in order for somebody to be guilty of a crime, you need to establish two things: actus reus and mens rea. That is intention and action. So your intention to do a thing and the action that you did need to rhyme for somebody to be guilty of a crime, especially something like this a murder. You understand? So that was why they were trying to go for a lesser charge of manslaughter, to say, okay, there was an action but there was no intention, so it was like an accidental discharge or something. Good, valid. So if you were going to establish that and you had something that proved that this gun did not belong to this boy, this boy came and found this gun, meaning that the other boy was a criminal.
Yeah.
And he, being a citizen of the country, wanted to get rid of the gun, or like absolve himself of anything that had to do with crime, and decided to get rid of the gun. And whatever happened in that case,
problem with us to examine the body. That can't happen.
How come they were doing ballistic and forensic search after the body has been buried? Somebody was shot with a gun and it's a murder case. It's just common sense that you are going to do autopsy, you're going to do a ballistic report, and when you conduct an autopsy, you will know the direction a bullet came into a person's body from. So with everything that happened, the process and everything, that matter should not have even lingered that long if they at least did a preliminary inquiry. It was as if somebody died and you just carried somebody and locked up, and then next thing, like, with it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. Like, as much as they are trying to, like, you know, tamper with justice and everything, at least let it be that, oh, this was the autopsy result and it was tampered with. There was nothing like that. So you're trying to tell me that a body had to be exhumed, so a body that must have decomposed for like a period of time, a lot has changed in that body. That is now when you want to do autopsy. Nah, man. I was so pissed. I was angry, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you mad? And the father was saying, like, you cannot, like, you don't want to deal with trauma. Okay, why did you give your child a gun?
Honestly speaking, like, all this thing occurred to me because I'm not a lawyer, and that's why I brought her here to talk about the movie, because I didn't even know. No, somebody said something that Nigerian films sometimes they think we are not smart enough.
Like, you're making this thing for a very, very diverse audience.
You think we are not smart enough, but we are. We are. So I probably might not be as smart as she is, but she is. And she saw it and she got pissed. It's just like how
this is a good movie, and this is a very, very small detail that you should have just been able to do. Like, there are procedures for these things.
Honestly.
I understand that you're trying to, like, make your story cohesive and everything, but then, like, don't twist reality so much.
And again, the fault is to the scriptwriter.
Yep.
I'm a scriptwriter and I'm writing a script with my friend, and everything, and I think it's because I'm also a video editor.
Yeah.
And I'm also a cinematographer.
Yeah.
So when she writes, she puts something and I'm like, there is no blocking. How did it come from here
to this point?
It takes a while before she's able to. It's true.
You have to process.
You have to process it. How will the cinematographer, how will the DP make this shot happen? Probably the scriptwriter wrote the phone fell down and they saw it. And the DP is now thinking, why will you give the DP work to go back home? Yeah, you go figure out now. You said it fell into the car, and honestly, some movies are shot based on each script. Probably they shot it fell into the car, and then the next day he's saying that they are seeing it seeing the footage. What would you do?
Do you understand? It just did not make sense.
So it won't make sense. So they have to just try to cheat. They'll just try to make cheat. So script writers, let us be careful what we are writing. I personally feel that every script writer should have a basic knowledge on cinematography and also a bit of post-production. It's something that you should just have, because so that when you are writing, you will put all these things
into consideration.
Because you can't be giving us work to go and translate. And it's the DP's, I know it's our job, it's the DP's job to make sure all these things are being put. But guy, come on. When you don't block your characters yourself, you are writing character, Emeka is doing something, but you did not write what Chinedu
was doing.
It's just like, and three of us are in the room. You are only talking about Emeka is talking. What are other people? You will not see that film, Emeka, the other person is standing, looking, or the camera is only on one person. Why? Because you didn't write what the other
give context to other characters.
And what if you have a director that is not very, very creative?
I mean, if they said that, maybe there was a phone holder in the car that held the phone there, there would be it would be a different ball game altogether. That would have been a better way to frame it. Let it be that it was something else that fell, maybe earpiece. Let it be that phone was at a vantage point that it could have filmed, because it does not make any sense.
But they would have used sound, and the sound would have been the conversation in the car. That was what I thought we were going to use.
I know the reason why they used video was because that was what would give concrete evidence, and that's for them to prove what they want to prove and get over done.
They'll just use that camera in car.
Dash cam.
They will now change the location to the front of the car.
So they are going to get dash cam.
They will look for a car and dash cam.
At least tell me your name or someone I can reach on your behalf. Is there anyone?
Who be the victim?
Where are they taking you? Do you know where they're taking you to, please? Should not.
First of all, there's somebody that is accused, not from this thing, from there they go house from court, just like that.
Yeah.
No, there are procedures to these things. So there are procedures to this thing. Okay, at least you should do basic research. That's my own. Me, I write also. You understand? I write for these online platforms, and when I want to write a story, I have to do research. I remember one time I was going to write about a story about a doctor in the US, and I had to do research into what medical practice is in that particular district. You understand? The law, because there was a scene that required a nurse whose child came in as an emergency patient, and I wanted to know if it was because I felt in common sense, it would be difficult for you as a mother to be a nurse that receives your child into an emergency ward. You understand? So what's the procedure? How do they handle situations like this? Because you have to when you're saying that this thing happened in so and so place, is this applicable in this place? Is this something that is obtainable? There are these little details are the things that shows that you put effort, time and reasoning into what you do.
Exactly.
Because the money that you will spend to shoot a movie with all these silly details is the same money that you will use to shoot the movie where you think through and say, okay, this is not obtainable, maybe we should adjust this so and so, and then you will make something that does not make people begin to think are these people do we look stupid to you or something? You understand? Are you okay?
I've let my son be involved with the likes of you and yours.
There was this scene where the police officer went to meet the father of that girl, of the boy.
Who allow you inside the house? Number one.
Is it a normal human being? Would you think? You literally told the woman that you don't want wahala. You not carried yourself. You not go meet your oga to ask the oga. You went to meet the deceased father in the house,
in his house,
to ask him that kind of question. Wait, are you
Are you okay?
intelligent
Are you
person.
normal?
And
Are they doing you in your village?
I was like, what is this person looking for in this place? Like, and they didn't even establish that the person is a mumu. Now, mumu is what he will do. They established that, but it was there. I was like, this entire scene.
I was very, very shocked at that.
And I was expecting a repercussion
for that action.
I didn't get it.
Nothing.
I was like, this entire scene is supposed to have been cut out. It's not needed because she was just like.
Or did he have some kind of immunity that gave him the audacity to move like that? Like there should have been something that would say, okay, this is why this person can move like this. Seeing that you have established that this is a corrupt system where the ones that are in power are the ones that are controlling things. You, one man soldier that said you don't want problem. Now you walked into somebody's house
like that.
Like that.
It is the audacity for me.
What's making you so happy?
The top personnel is working out posting to Lagos. Isn't that great?
Do you know that this movie has shown the best scenes of law courts in Nollywood movies?
But I don't watch so many because I try to avoid things that would trigger me to anger.
Honestly speaking,
but yeah, they tried. They tried.
Best.
They tried.
That I have seen.
But there was a part where like they were misnaming the parties. You understand? Like in a criminal proceeding, you have
was it the part where they called him to testify?
No. There's the accused and like there's the defendant. Okay. You understand? And then there's like what you call parties in civil proceeding is different from what you call parties in criminal proceeding. So they were mixing up the ones they use for civil proceeding for criminal proceeding, and I'm like, I'm not they try on our best, but honestly,
this was actually the best. And all these flops that we noticed were from our side because she's a lawyer. But a normal Nigerian,
that was like,
they'll be like, wow, this is beautiful. Even me, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And again, I feel like it's because it's a director thing. It's Kayode Kasim. Kayode Kasim, it makes magic, literally. So he was able to pull off that scene very well. The tension in the courtroom, I personally felt it.
Yeah.
When they were bringing everybody to testify against him, even when the objection, I could literally feel it, and I was like, hey God. So now let's give our rating.
Okay.
This wonderful movie, and also this movie is on Netflix, so you should definitely check it out on Netflix. So what's your rating for this movie?
I'll give it a 6. Good story. Okay. Good cast, good acting, except some loopholes in like the progression of the story, and then some loopholes in like the legal procedure, and then the cinematography could have been better. I'm not saying it's bad, but it could have been better. Aside from that, like the movie was really, really good.
Me, 5. Why? And the reason I will give it a 5.
You used to be a lot nicer than me. Which one is 5? Come on.
I can't. When we have a cinema, when we have a script writer that does anyhow. Before I was giving it high, but when you said we're making mistake as simple as the legal term, that is something that if they had a lawyer on set, the lawyer should have.
Sometimes they will have a lawyer on set and the person would not actually pay attention to those details and everything. That's just the truth.
The thing is, when you have someone on set and you pay the person well, maybe they didn't pay the person well.
It could be.
The person is supposed to focus well. Because we need to know. We need to, even what they call playbacks, supposed to sit down and watch it. Accuracy. Like, I edit video for one particular client. These clients will come back to me and tell me, this part and this part, just 3 seconds, is not this car, because it's a car channel. And it's like, because my audience are critical thinkers, they will pinpoint it and they will drop comments, and I don't want that. So they should have playbacks, and we should be very strict with that, because if someone is making mistake with those terminologies, that is a lot. I didn't know because I'm not a lawyer. So because of that, if it was only me, I'd have said the movie is nice, 8/10. But now I can really see that I'm just So Once to Marry is on Netflix, like I said again, and it's a very interesting movie. You definitely enjoy it. It has good characters, good actors, good director Kayode Kasim. It's very pleasant. you should definitely see. And it's a 2022 movie. Okay, I think I can make it a 6 because it's 2022.
Yeah.
It's an old film. This is 2025. And most likely they might have shot it probably in 2021.
Yeah.
So they actually did that. Okay, it's 6. So make sure you like this video. Drop a comment on this video. What do you think about this movie, One Too Many? If you have seen it, I think you should have seen it.
You should see One Too Many,
Yes.
actually.
If you have seen it, drop a comment on what you thought about the movie. And if you are going to see it, drop a comment telling us you're going to see it.
Right.
And definitely see it.
Thank you.
This is us signing out. Peace out. Bye.